Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, January 31st, 2023, and we are in for a quick shot today. It's going to be a quick shot. It's Testimony Tuesday, so I'm going to be very honest with you. I got up this morning and almost put up a post and said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Just didn't feel 100% today, but I kind of tapped into that energy from 2020 where we went live every single day, sometimes 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day, just to hold space. For those of you that follow me on my personal page, I put up a post yesterday in reference to hearing and I went live yesterday on my personal page, not here on Java with Jimmy, and I talked about the fact of hearing sirens, did a little trolling, and come to find out, and as many of you have heard by now, there was a big fight at what we used to call Dorchester High. At one point it was Tech Boston, and now I believe it's called Dorchester Tech. However, whatever the name is, it's just about 2 or 3 blocks away from me. And so with all that's going on, and yesterday there had to be at least, I would say 3-4 helicopters flying around. And I will be very honest and transparent. I did not do, I had to text brother Matt Parker, who I just talked to, and was like, bro, I'm not okay. And what was bothering me was, I'll be honest, the noise of the helicopters, I couldn't concentrate. And then that was right with that was the fact of why they were there. And I started to put a post up. I hope y'all hover over at graduations. I hope you all hover over at award ceremonies. Because one of the thoughts I had is legacy and mainstream media is so quick to run to the negative. And somebody asked me, well, you going to walk up the street and go live? No. Have I walked up on scenes before in my regular travel and went live because I walked up on something? Yes. But on this platform, we're not ambulance chasing. And yeah, we're not doing that. We don't do that here. So it was interesting because the noise was unbearable yesterday. And then to have to consider why, and then what we're dealing with Tyree. Then I knew on Sunday it was a teen that was killed, but overnight found out that it was a 13-year-old from Norwood that was killed here in Mattapan, and they're also saying that he was targeted. Who targets a 13-year-old? But probably another 12, 13-year-old. And in yesterday's incident, I believe a 12-year-old was arrested. I don't have my phone in front of me. I believe a 12-year-old was arrested with a gun. And it's being reported that one of the kids that was injured and wounded got arrested rather than being put in an ambulance. I haven't, and this person that sent that, it was reported to them by, I believe it was observation of their child, who was minutes away from the incident. And so all of that to say that my testimony is I fought through the struggle of going at 8:58, literally was in the kitchen at the coffee maker like, I'll see you guys tomorrow with Mayor Wu. Have a great day, everybody. But something about that 2020 energy kicked in, and we're here today to talk. So I'm going to go in the cafe, see who's in this morning, and check in. And again, today's a quick shot. I just need to chill out a little bit. Shout out to my mother. She hit me up late last night, checking on me. I just thought about you and checking in. Ma, I love you. I appreciate it. Nicole, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Also, Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Asia, good morning. You've been in. Are you working from home? Because you've been in a lot lately in the last like week or so. Good to see you this morning. Miss Teresa, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Rena, aha, intentional self-care moment. Not moment, but always intentional self-care. Good morning to you. Pastor Marion, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Thanking God for all the pastors that stood in prayer this morning for our city councilors. Now, was that here in Boston or out in I think you're in Dedham, because I definitely missed that. That's a good thing, but definitely missed that. Sharon Cornelius, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning, as always. Native for Black Lives Matter. I don't know who you are as an individual running the page, but Native for Black Lives Matter is in the room. Thank you so much for sharing things and all that you do and your support, I believe, over on Twitter or Instagram. I see you share things that we post. So good to see you in the room this morning. Good to see you in the room. Kathy, good morning. Great chatting with you yesterday via text. Hope that you're doing well. Uncle Thaddeus, good morning. Good to see you in the room, brother. Good to see you in the room. I'll be honest. I kind of heard you in my head this morning. Just the thing about being authentic. And when I was giving myself permission to take a day, it was like Uncle Thaddeus would be like, okay, well, you need to do what you need to do for you. We'll be here. But man, do what it is you need to do for you and come back and see us tomorrow on Wednesday. All right, nephew. But appreciate you, Uncle. Quincy, good to see you in the room, brother. Good to see you in the room. Man, listen, Quincy said you better tap into that ancestral energy because we're going to need it. I didn't tap into the ancestral energy, but I tapped into the energy from 3 years ago. Almost, can you all believe it's almost 3 years in March? That is crazy. Stephanie, good morning to you. Why don't people understand that our youth are struggling and need support? So that's kind of interesting. Kathy, I will text in a minute. Phone is my least preferred way of communicating, but I'll check in. Miss Teresa, she know that. Miss Teresa is saying, you know, that has been my gripe with mainstream media. That's exactly how and why we met. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Around Deja. And Thursday was a year that we did the virtual holding space for Deja and the family and friends. Jaleel, what's up, brother? Good morning, man. Good to see you in the room. Good to see you, brother. And I hear you do a little in a different area, but you do some production type stuff. Good to see you in the room, man. Good to see you, sir. So back to Stephanie's point, why don't people understand that our youth are struggling and need support? Most, I believe, do. It's just that this thing, and I've been saying this for years, this issue of youth violence prevention, gun violence, gang retaliatory violence, it is so multifaceted and so multi-tiered and needs a lot of coordination around the intersectionality of the root causes that lead to young people and older people feeling like they have no other choice but to shoot. And this kind of goes with, you know, and Stephanie, hear my heart here, and I'll be very transparent. You know this, Jimmy, but I was one who was very quick to say nobody cares a very blanket statement implying that nobody, and when you say nobody, that included me. And so I have moved away from saying things like need, should, nobody, in reference to the fact that generally, and again, Stephanie, I can't stress enough, this isn't about your statement, but it made me think, and I've actually been thinking about this a lot. We don't know. I've been talking about this document and this thing that a few of us have been meeting about, Brother Donnell, Sister Ramilda, some people from the city, a couple of Pastor Willie Bardrick. Finally got to send a document off last week. And so now it's kind of, and we did hear from the administration, had a 15-minute conversation yesterday. The incident at Dorchester happened. And I know that that's why I didn't get a phone call back, because we were supposed to talk again. There are things going on, and we always, even now with me and is perceived as connected and stuff and networking and all, I don't know everything that's going on. And so there are some things going on where people are trying to address this, but we got to have a conversation about home. When you got a 12-year, there is no way in the world that as a 12-year-old, I could have a gun, even with, and I think at 12, my mother was dealing with some issues. Even still, we got to start and continue this conversation about parents. And as I said on a live yesterday, those that are working 2 jobs and hustling and trying to make ends meet and managing, and you may not have the wherewithal to be that helicopter parent that you would like to be. And we got to consider the fact that there's a preconceived notion that if you're in a 2-parent home and y'all go to church, that your child more than likely is not caught up in this. Well, brother, my sister, it's been reported that some of our young people, and this goes to the point where people have said, Jimmy, parents have their parents that have done the work, and as children do, they rebel or whatever. And it's just sad that when the rebellion is in violence or whatever, but some of y'all parents that think it can't be your children don't wind up finding out it is when it's too late. Sit down. I said this the other day. Y'all know, I went live 2 days in a row. One, I'll just own the fact that I am, my trauma is active. I don't say the T word. But I talked about the Ashmont thing the other day and the school letouts. Like, parents, talk to y'all children. Because what I'm afraid of is that if y'all don't, somebody else is. Either a peer, an officer who feels that their life was in danger. It's been reported that these young people are fighting with police officers. And we're so quick to say, not in Boston, but there have been incidents in Boston. There have been a few that resulted in death. But parents, it behooves you to be all in your children's business. Middle school, high school, if they go to Dorchester Tech, Boston Tech, not Boston Tech. Check in with your children, and not just away from not just in reference to these incidents. As much as your children don't want to deal with you as them being a teen, and it's just a part of the teenage life and young coming into their own, do it. You don't want to find something out when it's too late. So I'm going to go in and check the comments and then get ready to wrap up for this morning. Deborah Younger Mitchell is the Natick for Black Lives Matter. Deborah, good to see you in the room this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Pastor Marion, Pastor Wall did that on the station this morning. Awesome, awesome. Auntie Java, good morning, citizens of Java land. Lord Jesus, I can't take it. I noticed that yesterday. Kathy, we could definitely set up some time to meet up and break bread. Definitely. Charlotte, good morning. Good to, my brain is all over the place. Good morning, Charlotte. Good to see you in the room this morning. And Tasha, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room as well. I think I got everybody this morning. Java family, shutting down my social media by 95% as I start my 21-day health and healing challenge tomorrow. Need you all to send a brother some love and prayers. No cake during this reset. So we're not sending Uncle Thaddeus any cake. You all keep him in prayer. Soon he's going to be on one of these Tuesdays and share with us. And y'all remember when Oprah did her big reveal? Thaddeus is going to come on and do a self-portrait. I love you, Uncle. It is not often that I get you. I wish I could tell them some of the stuff that we talked about. Uncle Thaddeus and I had a very interesting conversation about healthcare. And when I tell you, I had a headache. We both laughed so hard. But this man is definitely a staple, a pillar in this place. And so we love you, Uncle Thaddeus. And we'll check in with you on the journey. I need to be on a 31 day, get a 21 day. I need to get ready. But you all definitely keep Uncle Thaddeus in prayer. And if he's not as active on here, you know why. But Uncle, we definitely support you and send strength and support and dedication and stick-to-itiveness your way, sir. Because that I know how you are when you go. So Auntie Java said, sadly, just the other day, I witnessed a couple crossing the street, and because the car didn't stop fast enough for them to cross the street, the young lady flipped the bird, and the young man pointed his finger as a gun shot off at the driver. These young people were in their 20s. All I could do was think about their home upbringing and then the family of the street. It goes into this thing that we used to call home training, regard for life. There's so many thoughts that I have around this, and it would not be right to just spit them out without a lot of context here. But one of the things that I will say, part of what we're seeing now is the impact of the crack epidemic few generations ago. And so when Auntie Java refers to like when I was in my 20s, I was trying to get an apartment and a car. It's very different now. The I generation, and it's not the millennials, the who's after the millennials? The I generation Z. I've been out of school for a while. Leslie, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. All right. I think I am. Natasha, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Teresa is sending support to Uncle Thaddeus. Thaddeus, after the 21-day challenge, I need you to do a self-portrait. Similar to the one you did in the water last year. And Uncle, I don't have my phone, so you can't text me nothing. Thank you for the Black Joy this morning, guys. As I said, and we did a good half an hour with it, which is the standard. I was struggling this morning. And I'm cool. What I told somebody yesterday was I appreciate all the talk that we do around mental health and mental wellness. I allowed myself yesterday to sit in that moment and be angry, pissed, aggravated. And as Dr. Meg said, she talked about the integration of stress. And that also, because she also mentioned that older people do better with integration. And so I also got to embrace the fact that I'm getting older. And that comes with wisdom. And I embrace it. You know how when you say something passionate, you got to follow it up with something? I almost said something on here that y'all would be texting me about. Got my bubble bath ready for the self-portrait. Yes, sir. We got some Black Joy. You put that self-portrait up, you might be bringing somebody else some Black Joy, Uncle Thaddeus. All right, with that being said, we're going to get ready to wrap up. Yes, I ate a little bit today already, Teresa. I did food prep on Sunday, so I'm doing much better, much better. Leslie said information of Black therapists. I don't know if you're looking, but Leslie, Google Pure Spark, all one word, Purespark. Naisha D does, she curates information over there if you're looking for a therapist. Auntie Java said, so sad. My 3-year-old grand was concerned when he heard the helicopter. Yet it was, yeah, Rochelle, good morning. Good to see you. Thaddeus, I think Rochelle is shaking her head at you. Auntie Java, it was a lot. It was a lot with that noise and yes. So love yourself, love on others. And parents, aunties, uncles, you know how sometimes parents, I know of a few of these situations where the parents, they just don't have it. It's not their personality. The kids run over them, but you got that one aunt or that one uncle that when they come around, the kids don't play. If that's you, talk to these young people. What you all don't want is for your young person to have an incident with a peer that results in them being hurt, or a law enforcement official that feels that their life was in danger. And we're having a different conversation here on Java with Jimmy. So with that being said, pray for peace and have a Jesus moment with the okay, so we're going to get ready to get off of here this morning. And y'all have a wonderful, we need to know, what's today? Tuesday, a testimony Tuesday. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with Mayor Wu. I did mention that I talked to the admin yesterday, and we're going to have to talk about this issue with violence tomorrow. We know that Dr. Falk has transitioned out of that role, and now I just need to pause and celebrate the fact that these two Black men with their doctorate degrees, Dr. Isaac Yablo will be with us soon, but the transition of Dr. Falk to Dr. Yablo with all that's going on, SOAR, and so summer's coming, but we're still having these incidents and stuff in January. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Mayor Wu. Have a great day, everybody, and we will talk to you soon. All right.